So the main reason why I'm so excited about Hedera in the first place is because they really have innovative technology. And the innovative technology part of Hedera is obviously the Hashgraph consensus algorithm. It was invented by Dr. Lehman Bird, who is a mathematician, I think even a cryptograph, and just knows a lot about computer science and those kind of things. And I think Hashgraph is just a result of a very smart individual figuring out ways how to resolve the trilemma that Bitcoin had back in the days, the blockchain trilemma, where you have security, speed, and decentralization, but you can only choose two, right? So in order for distributed networks to really have a strong impact, you need to have a scalable environment that doesn't sacrifice security, that cannot be 51% attacked, that cannot be tempered or controlled by a single entity. The Hashgraph algorithm is also patented, so nobody can just go ahead and copy it, right? Similar to what Uniswap V3 did with their smart contract. They just secured it, and that's something like what SushiSwap did, for example, could not happen again, which is where they just copy pasted their code base, put it on a different brand, better tokenomics, and took over a lot of users from Uniswap, right? So Hashgraph has from day one already secured and protected their technology. So I think besides Bitcoin, everything else is going to be on proof of stake. But Hashgraph basically expands on that and inaugurates maybe even the next step in the evolution of distributed ledger technology, DLTs, because instead of bundling transactions to the network, you have a seamless flow of transactions in the network with something that is called the gossip protocol, right? And Hedera has kind of like pioneered that, but Hedera is using what's called a directed acyclic graph, DAG technology. And that's kind of my bet on that whole sector, right? Because it's much more faster. And if you've ever created an account on Hedera and you've used it, you are really impressed how fast it actually is, right? So this is the very nice, beautiful Hedera Hashgraph website. And you can already see this here on top, that there's a bunch of logos of giant companies, right? And it says here, Hedera is owned and governed by diverse leading organizations. So what does that mean? Obviously, the Hashgraph algorithm and the Hedera Hashgraph ledger is public, right? It's not controlled by anybody. What's controlled, however, is the institution organization behind, which is called Hedera. It's an LLC based in, I think, Delaware or somewhere in the US. There's papers about this where you can find more details. And this company that holds treasury tokens, that is responsible for implementing updates and improving the ledger, adding features to it, this is owned and governed by the world's leading organizations, right? You can see a bunch of very cool companies here. The LSE, London School of Economics and Political Science, is joining the Hedera Governing Council to advance its blockchain center and support sustainable and social impact projects, right? So that's really, really cool. Deals with kind of like researching ways and finding ways to improve the environment and improve our planet. Hedera is obviously very well suited for that because the Hashgraph ledger consumes just a fraction of what other ledgers are consuming in terms of energy. And if you scroll down here to the network metrics, you can see that per day, Hedera processes 3.5 million transactions, right? So this is in the last 24 hours, 3.4 million transactions with a latency of 5.16 seconds. We almost have 400,000 accounts and 2,500 API calls per HBAR. So this thing is active. This thing is very active. And the community is also very, very active, which is one of the most important things always when you look into cryptocurrencies to buy. Does it have an active community? And I can tell you the HBAR community is very active. Guess who owns the NFT.com domain? It's none other than Jordan Fried, who has been working, I think, for Hedera and is now working on NFT.com and with Jordan Fried. So we're going to see what comes out of that. But it sounds like something giant is boiling. Now, another thing I wanted to cover here is that in Q4 2021, we will see staking rewards that users can earn, right? HBAR holders can earn. So this is something that everybody is looking forward to, as well as sharding, which would make Hedera even more scalable and more decentralized. Another final thing I wanted to bring up here before we wrap things up is that GK8, I don't know them, but apparently it's a cybersecurity company that offers custodian technology for managing safeguarding digital assets, has announced that they partnered with Hedera and now want to offer custody of Hedera's HBAR and as well as HTS-based tokens to their customers and institutional customers, right? Which means big money. So anyway, let me know what you think about Hedera, about HBAR, things I missed, things I said wrong, and we can learn from each other here. I hope you are doing fine, you're doing well in these times. We'll see you guys on the next one. Stay safe and be good.